So one more thing, like a lot of people think that certain colors are like harmful or good for them. Is it true or?
It's true.
Ladini ma'am,
Certain
we are not
gems,
able to see
certain
the
colors.
screen right now.
Kavya ma'am, just a second, I'll play the video.
But the supreme science is spiritual science. Paradox.
Could you please elaborate it in, I mean, so that our viewers can also
See,
understand?
astrology is a science.
Right,
Horoscope is a science. Gemology is a science.
right.
Aromatherapy is a science. Color therapy is a science. Acupuncture is a science. Acupressure is everything is a science.
Right.
But meditation is the ultimate science. It's like this, you are playing chess. There's a pawn, there's a knight, there's a rook, there's a bishop, there's a queen, and there's a king.
Right.
Which is the most important fellow? Once the king is God, then the game is out. All the pawns are there, bishops are there, rooks are there. But the king is still there, the bishop is out, the game is still on.
Right.
If you directly catch the king, then you don't worry about the pawns, is the highest. When you are into meditation, spirituality and spiritual science and meditation, you don't have to bother about color therapy or aromatherapy or horoscope or any of these sciences.
Right. So the meditation is ultimate.
It is the king of the pieces.
Wow.
Even if you are with the queen, you must, until you conquer the king, the game is not out.
Correct.
We want you to be king, conqueror, not a pawn conqueror, not a bishop conqueror, not a rook conqueror, not a queen conqueror in the chess game. We want you to be king conqueror. The goal is the king.
Right. Amazing.
If you don't have meditation, you are useless. IT is useless. You may wear all the gems properly, called the gems and gemology. You may always choose colors properly, but still you are stupid because you don't have meditation. The king is still not defeated. The pawn is, you have killed the pawn, but the game is, you have to go for the kill the king. This is not. That is not the point. Your aim is the king. Isn't it?
Right, sir.
If you cannot go to the king unless you kill the pawn, then only kill the pawn. But if you can go to the king without killing the pawn, bishop or knight, you go to them. That's what we advise in PSSM. You don't have to go for color therapy, aromatherapy, gemology, astrology, astronomy, palmistry. All these are sciences. But you don't have to go. Just close your eyes and observe your breathing. Go from the mind to the soul. The soul is everybody's soul. Then you have achieved your king. You have won the game. Without killing the pawn.
Right.
Without killing the bishop, without killing the rook, without killing the horse, knight.
The ultimate way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's masterclass. Before beginning, let's go into meditation for 30 minutes and then we will begin. with today's class.
Sure, Kavya ma'am. Can I start the meditation now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I'll start the meditation. Okay.
So as has been like taught to us before, we just have to fold our hands, cross our feet, close our eyes, and focus on the breathing.
Dear friends, dear masters, with your specs removed, eyes closed, with your hands on your chest area, resting your attention on your heart center, connect with your beautiful heart. With your attention on your heart center, with a slow, long, relaxing breath, can you feel your beautiful heart? Feel the seat of all emotions, nurturing all life. With its energies flow compassion, gratitude. Can you recollect an experience from your past or from the vision of your future where you feel enormous love, joy, gratitude, or simply bring up an experience in the present, smelling a flower, playing in water, taking a walk in nature, helping somebody in need. Imagine and bring up that moment and feel that energy. Relive that moment and feel that energy. And allow yourself to spread that energy onto everything and everyone on this planet, or to someone who is in need, to help them heal, to help them elevate themselves. Where your attention goes, there your energy flows. We're all deeply interconnected. And slowly, let's go into breath mindfulness meditation. With your fingers into fingers, hands comfortably rested in your lap. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. We are in a powerful group meditation, harnessing the energies of the group. When you observe your breath, your mind slowly becomes empty. as the mind is becoming less and less of thought, calmer and calmer, allow yourself to experience that greater calmness inside of you, emptiness all around you. Be with your breath. Allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to experience emptiness, that calmness. All emptiness is energy. This is the quantum field of energy. The field of limitless possibilities. The longer you stay connected to this emptiness, blackness of no body, of no thing, the more experiences you draw into your life. It is natural to have thought. When you recognize you are in thought, go back to observing your breath and allow yourself to slowly go into that emptiness, that field of light. We are less matter, more emptiness and energy. The longer we stay in the empty states of mind, the more you transcend your body, you go beyond matter, you experience emptiness and energy. Relax, dear friends. You planted seeds of possibilities. You primed your subconscious. Recognize that whatever you emotionally embrace is manifesting into your physicality. Be grateful for this opportunity to create. Be grateful for to everything and everyone who will help you to create this future. Your gratitude to your parents, teachers, mentors, family, friends, everyone in your life. To this grand nature, the bird, the fish, and the animals, to technology, all systems, governments, companies, to yourself, and to this intelligent quantum field for helping us experience, helping us create a new life. Gratitude moves us into coherence and helps us draw and create more. Recollect your experiences from the session. How did you feel? What have you experienced? Whenever you're ready, can you keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds and then you may open your eyes.
Hello, everyone. Hope everyone had a good meditation. I am Kavya Agarwal. I am a lawyer from Delhi. I have been practicing meditation for the last 4 years, and I'm now a certified meditation coach as well. And today, the topic that I've chosen to talk about with all of you is the vital role of the intellect. So, as per the Bhagavad Gita, our being is formed by four parts. One is the body, and the sensations that we experience by our sensory organs. The second is the mind. The third is the intellect, and the fourth is the soul. So today we're going to be focusing majorly on the mind and the intellect. So when we say mind, mind consists of all our feelings, our likes, dislikes, our emotions. So whenever the self is functioning through the mind, we say that it is functioning through our emotional personality. And when we talk about the intellect, that, what exactly is the intellect? So, intellect is our capability and ability to think, comprehend, reason, judge, and decide. So, it is basically the rational part of our mind, and which helps us, make decisions and, understand what actually is and is not. So the intellect was designed to guide and direct the mind and its emotions, the body, and the perceptions and actions that we take in our daily lives. So these days, what has happened is that we are being governed more and more by our mind. All of our actions and decisions are based on our likes and dislikes and our immediate satisfaction of what we want, immediate satisfaction of our sensory organs and perceptions that are there around us. So, as we are governed more and more by our mind, it has started creating a havoc in our lives. It has started causing a lot of disarray because, mind wants immediate satisfaction of whatever comes in the mind. So, if I don't like to do something, even though it might be good for me in the long run, I will listen to my mind and stop doing it. So, some very simple examples are like that of exercise. Initially, it might require a lot of effort. It might be very tireful, and we feel lazy, so we listen to our mind every time it tells us to get up and exercise, and we think, no, 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 the mind is saying it does not like to do it, so we give it up without realizing, without knowing that if we just get up and do it, then in the long run it is actually something that will benefit us. So we are taking decisions on the basis of our likes and dislikes instead of what is good for us. So this is one part. Mind is working on the basis of likes and dislikes. Then mind is also always in the past or the future. It is either always analyzing everything that has happened in the past, or it is always worrying about the future. These are just the characteristics of how the mind works. It's everybody's minds work like that. Sometimes we say after a full day that, oh, I'm so tired from work, but in reality, no one is actually ever tired from working. They're tired from all the worrying and the thinking that, surrounds the work or whatever actions we are doing in our daily lives. So, mind has started giving us more worry and anxiety instead of actually helping us in doing our day to day activities. And the last is that mind is always filled with desires. If we look at our lives, or if we look at the people around us, sometimes we feel as if everyone is just living from one desire to the other. First we want one thing, then when we get that, we set another desire in our mind, and when we achieve that, we have another desire in our mind. But do we actually even know, why we have these desires, or why we want to achieve those desires? It's just like, it's like an endless list. So there was this example of a man who had everything he wanted, and he just wanted a nice partner to get married to, and prayed that, okay, I just want to get married. So he finds a nice girl, he gets married. Then after getting married, he's happy for some time, everything is going well. Then suddenly he thinks that, okay, now I want children. So he and his wife have some trouble, in having a child. So then all his concentration goes towards that. No, like, whatever, I have to take up whatever scientific advancements are there, or whatever, to have a child. So all his energies goes there. Then finally they end up having a child. Then he's happy. Then they get to know that the child is deaf. So now he's again worried, and all of his energy then goes into just like finding the best possible cure to help that child so that he's no longer deaf. Then, then he sorts that out, and he's happy again for some time. Then again, after some time, he finds out that the child is not like not doing well and has some more health issues. So just the point being that from the first desire, if we think that, when he said that, okay, he wants to get married and he wants to have a partner, was it just that he just wanted to have a partner, or was it he wanted to have a partner with whom he could have a child? then not just have a child, then have a healthy child. And then like after having a healthy child, so the point being that the list always grows. It's the same with things that we want in our material lives as well. Like we want a house, then when we have a house we want a bigger house, when we get a car we want a bigger car. So we feel that all that our life consists of is satisfying one desire after the other. But this voice that comes from within us, it is actually that of the mind. And because we all are being governed by our mind, we want immediate satisfaction to all the stimuli around us, and we want satisfaction to all the desires that are around us, that we have forgotten to listen to our intellect. So intellect, again, like I said, what is the intellect? It is the ability to think and reason that who am I, or if I want something, why do I want something. It is our ability to rationalize, to think, to question. So today, if suppose we think about some concepts that we have agreed and understood from the time beginning, like we have just accepted some things to be the way they are. How many of us actually question the things around us? When we were growing up, we were told certain things to be true and false, we were told certain things to be right and wrong, and we agreed to them. And now we continue the rest of our lives just accepting them and living as per those rules and principles that were told to us. So for it can be a very simple example, is when you're grown up, you're told that okay, like you are a Hindu, or you're told that you are a woman, and these are what your expectations are from society. And that is how we continue to live our lives. We don't think that what we have been told, what is the reason behind that? Does it make sense? Why have we been told this way? We acquire all the information, and we call that intelligence. But is acquiring of information, is acquiring of education enough in today's times? So the Vedanta knowledge, it says that no, just getting education, just acquiring information is not sufficient if you're not able to put your mind to it and develop an original and independent thinking, along with the ability to reason and question what has been taught and put before you. So they're saying that this ability to think clearly and logically does not come naturally to humans. It needs to be developed with time and effort. And we need to realize that something like something as known as intellect does exist in our lives and needs to be learned and implemented in the first place. So this they're saying that the worst situation is that we don't even know that there is something known as the intellect, and we don't know the importance of it in our lives, and that is why we don't even know how to implement it. So we are just going about our lives. We are getting information these days in the world of technology and Instagram and short reels and YouTube videos. We are constantly overflowed with information about what is the right thing, that you need to have this much protein to be healthy, and you need to do this to be called successful. And so we are just bombarded with information, and because of the busy nature of our lives, we never stop to think and ask that do I really agree with this knowledge or information that I am receiving from around me? What is my opinion about it? Is there a way to do things differently than what I have been taught to do? How many of us have stopped and asked ourselves all of these questions? We just go through our lives mechanically, accepting what is, accepting all the beliefs and that have been given to us by our predecessors. And this is what they call is the herd instinct. the few people who stop to question and think differently are generally, looked down upon or criticized, or, they are like not really accepted by society immediately, because, people think, no, like, what they're saying is different, or from what we have been taught till now. So everybody is more comfortable in following the herd instinct and conforming to what has already been taught to us, or what is already, what we are already aware of. So they're saying that the Gita is saying that the role of the intellect plays a huge part in the lives of human beings. And because we are forgetting that, we are forgetting the direction in which we need to go. So they're saying that we need to examine the truths of life. If suppose we have been told something, we have to take out the time and examine its validity, examine its authenticity, and examine whether this is something that we agree with or not. So while like I was reading about this today, only I came across this video of Dr. Joe Dispenza. If you've heard, he's a world famous writer and practitioner of meditation and everything. So he was sharing in his experience that he was 17 years old when he read that book, the autobiography of a yogi, for the first time. And he was flabbergasted by what he read. He said that if what is there in this book is true, then like, this is something that I need to know more about. And he went to his father and he told him that, dad, I read this book and I'm really curious to know about all of these things more, and I would like to go into more depth about what all of this is. And his father encouraged him to do it. And that was the day where he, like, he started using his intellect and read so much about everything that is there to read about these different philosophies, different beliefs in life, who was Yogananda, and all the other associated book, what other spiritual teachings have had to say. And he read all of it and then came to a conclusion about what he agreed or believed to be right, and became one of the most revered coaches in like modern times. So this thirst to ask questions and understand things for ourselves, I feel like it is lacking in today's times. And it is something very natural, something that I experienced when I left college as well. When you are at home, it's easier to conform to the opinions and views of the people around you, if they are supporting a particular political party, or some opinions of a particular person. So when you hear the same thing again and again, you start to agree and you feel that, okay, this is the right thing. But then when you step out into the world, I realize that, okay, no, look, like, there are a lot of contradictory opinions to this as well. Like, there are a lot of different ways and systems of governance that exist as well, that need to be looked into. So this philosophy and what they're trying to ask is, or what they're trying to tell us is that, examine the truths of life. Do not accept anything that is being told to you without reason or logic. And it can be anything. It can be anything from, as simple as someone telling you that protein is good for you, or it can be, even if someone is telling you that, meditation is good for you, then we need to have that sense of questioning and reasoning within us, that, okay, if they are saying that meditation, there's a scientific reason behind why it helps you, let's find out. Let's figure out what is the reason behind it and know for ourselves. Let's put all of these things through scientific experiments, or whatever, like, experiments that we want, in terms of, so that we understand it better, and understand with reason or logic that why something is being told to us, that why certain things exists a certain way. So another example of this was, I was reading this book, Karma and Reincarnation, by Yogananda only. And he's saying that it's so easy for people who don't believe in karma, or who don't believe in the principle of cause and effect. So do they think that everything is random, that why some people have been born into families with money, or why someone has been born poor, why someone is born with or experiences health issues, or why someone does not experience this. So it's so easy for people to believe that all of this is random, that God decided to pick and choose that, okay, this person will suffer this problem and this person will not. So I mean, it's not that way. That's why these principles like the law of karma and all of these things came into place. But do we have the curiosity to find out about these things? Do we have the curiosity to ask questions and find out the answers to these questions in today's times? So they're saying that, like, currently majorly the answer is no, that we find it too difficult to take our time to sit and understand, or ask these questions. We're too busy. Whenever we do have some free time, we feel like or prefer, doing doom scrolling. We think that we are giving our mind a break from, thinking about all of that. But we don't stop and pause, and we don't ask, and we are just governed by our mind. And that is why we are not happy, because mind is not really guiding us. Mind was never supposed to guide us. It was our intellect that we had to work upon, develop, and that is what was supposed to guide our life. So they're saying what happens, like what is one example of what would happen if we start following our intellect, and if we are guided, if we allow ourselves to be guided by our intellect. So they're saying that when you start being guided by your intellect, when you start to reason, judge, and think, then your objectivity in thinking increases. So they're saying that ultimate goal, what they even teach in meditation and otherwise, is that you are not affected at all by what is happening in your external situations. So the ultimate goal would be that whether you are healthy or unhealthy, whether you have a job or you don't have a job, you are viewing your life as a third person about what is happening and what is not happening. Because when you develop that intellect, and when you understand, and when you go into the depth of, okay, what are the principles of life and how it governs us, and how we are here to just experience what is happening, how we are here to just do our karma, that is a part. So when you understand all of this, when you read all of this and you go into the depth, then irrespective of what happens in your life, you are able to stand firm and not just be swayed by the suffering that is created by the mind. So they give an example that the intellect is like the lighthouse in the middle of the, at the edge of the ocean, which irrespective of the waves is always standing tall. And the mind is like the boat on the waves, which is constantly tossed around, and with the waves, that is like with whatever is happening around us. So when we when we start going into the depth of these teachings, or with the wisdom that we are being told, or when we start reading these books that are recommended to us through in these programs, which help us understand what is life, and what we are trying to like do here, what all of us are doing here, our intellect becomes stronger and stronger, and it helps us deal and rationalize everything that is around us. So for example, if someone knows the concept of karma, if they believe that whatever, that a soul has chosen their journey when they have entered into a human form, then they will understand that there is nothing known as suffering anywhere in the world, that all of the humans have chosen whatever they are experiencing for themselves. And then there would be no reason to feel bad for someone, that, oh, like, look at this person, they're going through something, because each soul has chosen all of that when they start out on this journey of before taking life in the body, they choose all of these things. So then, if suppose, if we know that, if we have knowledge of this concept, then we will not know, then we will know that nothing as suffering exists in the world. So they're saying another cause of, a lot of suffering around us is, and like, how to use the intellect is how to relate to the world around us. A lot of us are troubled by the relationships that are there in our life, be it in our family, be it in our jobs, friends, or, wherever we are going. So, we are constantly, like, divorce rates are increasing. We are constantly troubled at work. We feel that, our colleagues are not listening to us, or we feel that the people around us don't understand us, or we are not able to understand them. So they're saying that why is this so? So the Vedanta philosophy, like, the book that I've been reading, they say that we feel we fail to realize that every person around us has their own independent and unique nature, and we deal with it, and we fail to realize this, and because we fail to realize this, we deal with everyone in the same manner, but that cannot be. So they give an example that we know that we can pet a dog, but we would not pet a snake because we know that the two have different natures. And this is the similar with all human beings. Not to say that human beings are snakes, but just that each and every person has their own distinct personality and nature. And when we are dealing with the world around us, and especially people we are closely working with, we need to understand each one's nature and then deal with that person accordingly. So, if suppose I know that someone at my workplace has a tendency to get angry very quickly about whatever is happening around them, if I know that about them, then immediately, even if they do get angry 5 times a day, I won't take it personally, and I will deal with them in a calm manner because I know that that's just who they are for whatever reason. That's just how they've grown up to be, and I have to deal with that person accordingly to to live my life, and that's about it. I don't have to take it personally whatever they're getting angry about. So there's this wise saying. They say that when we complain about something that is, or someone, or about things in general, it is equivalent to saying that oh, why is a lily not a rose? A lily is not a rose because it's a lily. It has different characteristics and qualities. So when we realize that about the people around us as well, and then we start dealing with each person, on as per who they are, then we realize that our problems, or our difficulties, or our all our grumblings about the people around us reduce a lot. And it does not take a lot of time. I think, like, if you would agree with me that interacting with anyone for a particular amount of time, you get to understand what is their basic disposition, what are the kind of things they react on, what is their general nature. And once we recognize that and we start dealing with people in that way, then a lot of our complaints about life will reduce, and or rather go away. But again, that requires use of the intellect, because the mind will say, why should I, why should I bother what anyone else's distinct nature is? It does not matter. It should matter that I should behave and react to situations as per how I think is right. Or the mind will tell you that no, like, the other person should behave as per what I want, or as per my likes and dislikes. If I don't like things done a certain way, then the other person should not do it, irrespective of how they are. But we are when we are governed with this mind, we are always, we are never able to find the solution to the problems around us. We will always find ourselves complaining, or unhappy, or sad about the situations that we are surrounded by. But when the intellect tells you that no, everyone has a distinct and unique nature, and everybody has to be dealt with as per the unique and distinct nature, then immediately, even if things are not happening your way, the intellect guides your mind to what, as to what actions have to be taken, and what words have to be spoken in a particular situation. So another thing coming from this is that when they give an example that when we are feeling very hot in a situation, when the weather is hot, immediately we are complaining that look at the weather, it's so hot, what to do about this, and like we are complaining. So that is the mind. The mind's tendency is to immediately complain about what is not as per our liking, or it is the mind's tendency to want things a certain way. But the intellect tells you that there are two options in any situation. If you feel something is wrong and you can do something about it, then change the situation. Or if you know that there's nothing you can do about it, then accept the situation for what it is. And just something as simple as this can really eliminate so many worries of our from our lives, because we are constantly complaining about situations. So but once in your mind, if you know that okay, if there's a solution to it, let's take action and solve it. If there's no solution to it, then accept things the way they are, because nothing will come out of the complaining or the likes or dislikes of your mind or the emotions that you feel about that situation. Like it's not going to help, it's not going to bring any difference at all. So they're saying, what is another thing, like another example of what the intellect teaches us. The intellect teaches us to set a goal in life, set an ideal, and then work towards that. That ideal and goal has to be something that is beyond our selfish interests and needs. So they're saying that, when we have these desires and when we work towards them, or, we call these desires and we set them as goals, what happens is that, they only act as incentives. And the thing with incentives is that after a point of time, they are no longer a motivation enough to achieve something. But when we have an ideal, when we are working towards something which has a purpose for us, which has meaning for us, then our motivation is endless. It's limitless. Then it does not matter, however much time is spent on that. The initiative comes from deeper within. And it gives us more of a sense of purpose to work towards something and achieve something. So, like again, the differentiation will be that the mind will always guide you to do as per something, as per incentive, that okay, I have to work 5 days a week. My incentive is 2 days holidays I get. Or my incentive is that I'm working for this month, and the salary that I get at the end of the month is my incentive to do the job that I currently am doing. But are these, giving us the kind of satisfaction that we want in life? At one point of time, everybody stops and asks themselves these questions, that what I am doing, is it enough or not? Is it giving me the kind of happiness that I expected it would? And at one point, everybody does come across the answer that no, we are looking for something more. And at least that is something that I also experienced when I was doing law, that okay, I'm doing all of this work for these big corporations and they're earning more and more money. But is it like, at the end of the day, is this really what is making me happy? And when I started asking this question, that's when I decided to get into meditation, and started studying and reading about what all there is. And now I know, like at least for me personally, that No matter whatever I might do in my professional life, like I'm now guided by a deeper goal about, knowing more of this wisdom, just to understand, just to understand what is the meaning of life, why things are the way they are. And of course, it requires a lot of effort, like, reading and understanding all of this. But that is what the Gita, the Vedanta philosophy, all of it is encouraging us to do. So they're saying that, what we have been taught about success is, we need to rethink that. And as per them, there are three C's to achieving success. The first one is concentration. So, it's like all of these are such common words, but when we think about it, like, how many of us can say that in today's time and age we are able to 100% concentrate on the task at hand without our mind drifting towards the past or the future? Like, I can't say that even for myself. Sometimes, of course, you're doing something and you find yourself thinking that, okay, like, you start thinking about something that either happened, or you start planning what will happen in the future as well. So they're saying the first and most important is concentration in the present moment. And that is the biggest challenge, that the mind presents before us, that it never wants to stay in the present moment. But when we constantly keep bringing our mind to the present moment, when we keep concentrating on the task at hand, it is the first step that we take towards, achieving success in whatever we do, our personal lives, our work lives, anything and everything. The second thing they're saying is consistency. So, consistency means like the skill of directing our actions towards our ideals and goals. So, again, our consistency is impaired by the mind. If suppose we have decided that I want to go to the gym every day, one day I will wake up in the morning and my mind will tell me, no, just sleep. You slept late. Just sleep, Kavya, it's fine. And in that second that we decide to listen to the mind, our consistency breaks. If suppose I've decided that, okay, no, I don't want to have, something sweet, but immediately the mind tells that, okay, just like, have one bite, it won't matter. And we listen to the mind and our consistency is broken. So the intellect, when we allow the intellect to work and guide the mind, then we will know that no, we don't have to take decisions as per what um, our immediate wants tell us to. And maintaining that consistency in the long run is actually what helps us achieve the goals that we want to. And the last C is cooperation. So, these days, like, I actually think that we have found it increasingly more and more difficult to deal with the people around us. And, this is something that, of course, even I have faced, when you step out of the house, and in the house itself and outside the house itself, you have to deal with so many people. But just dealing with fellow human beings has in itself become such a huge task. And that is because we are not being, again, guided by the right principles. If instead of, always competition, we think of just cooperating with each other, if instead of thinking that, no, I want to be better and how I can, maybe step on this person to achieve what I want, instead of thinking that, if we think that how can we work together to achieve what we want, then immediately, our perspective towards other people and the way we deal with them also changes. So there's this one very great example that I heard of. So in Japan, in their classes, they don't have, in their kindergarten and, like, early on classes, they don't have anything as the first, second, or third rank. Like, nobody, the students are not allotted that. The students are told that if everybody in the class does not pass, nobody will pass. So even if there are some students who are doing better than the others, they make it their responsibility to help the other students who are not doing that well as well, because they know that their success alone is not sufficient, and it's the success of the entire class that is required to go on to the next stage. So immediately imagine if, this is something that we are that is inculcated in us right from the beginning itself, that no, like, you will grow only if everyone grows. So when we start thinking from that, we automatically start cooperating with each other and go on towards achieving the success that we want to. So, yeah, this was, this is it from my side today. If anybody wants to, like, this is just, I just try to put together some of the things that I've read and, my perspective about it. But if somebody wants to read more about the intellect, then this is the book. It's called The Fall of the Human Intellect by A. Parthasarathi. So if somebody wants, like, they can read this book. And yeah, so like, just now I would like to open the floor for any questions, any comments. If somebody wants to share anything, you can raise your hand and like, or unmute yourself. And yeah.
Friends, it's a wonderful opportunity to interact with Kavya ma'am. So I would like you all to utilize this opportunity, and you can ask your questions as well, and you can ask uh, your doubts on today's master class as well. How madam has been achieving the things in her day-to-day life, and how she is managing the things with all the points which she shared in the class. So please utilize this opportunity. You can raise your hand so that we can unmute you.
Yeah, it can be anything related to meditation or any other concepts or any things that you might be going on in your life. Like, it does not have to be just about today's masterclass also.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, Vinita ji, you may unmute yourself.
No, I would like to tell,
Vinita ma'am, you can unmute yourself.
yeah,
And you, yeah.
I would like to tell that today's session was really beautiful. And yeah, definitely, we all are. I think I am, after reading, understanding the session, it forces hard to understand that, it forces hard to think that 90% of the times we are driven by our mind, and the usage of intellect has to be done more and more, because the moment you start understanding before doing or before speaking something to anyone, it's it's really important to think through the intellect instead of the mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the moment we are able to do that, I think half of our problems are going to get sorted. And the bonus point would be that we are sharpening our intellect also. No, today's session was really good, and I think, at least I'm going to work it on better.
Thank you so much. Actually, it's actually true. When I read all of these things, I think about how it's applicable to our lives as well. And, there's this study that says that almost 90% of our thoughts are repetitive and negative. So when you think about that statistic, and you think about what we are thinking, and we observe our thoughts for a day, it actually makes you realize that it's true that today so many people are unhappy because we are constantly just listening to our mind. When the mind tells us when the mind thinks about something from the past that did not go well, we immediately become unhappy. When we worry about the future, about something that has not even happened yet, we immediately get into anxiety, and our body goes into that fight and flight mode. So just we are being governed by our mind so much because we don't have the right knowledge. And when we have that knowledge and application of that knowledge, is what will help us to be actually free from the mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, yes, Rajni, ma'am, please you can unmute yourself and say whatever, share. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Um, yeah, I've been for the past 3, 4 days after knowing the mind itself is. I think Michael A. Singer is one of his books. He says mind is like a bad roommate. You are living with that roommate, and it constantly judges, criticizes you, or bring the past or future. It won't let you stay in the present.
Yeah.
So I keep observing my thoughts, and I've been I'm I think I am achieving little bit progress towards not staying with the mind. I keep saying, okay, thank you to my mind.
Yeah.
And
That's
yeah, it's I'm yeah, I'm able to do some progress. Before it was like, why this is uh, I didn't know how to get out of that mind. But yeah, it's wonderful, and listening to the books is very nice because they give some suggestions how to come out of it. So thank you so much for the
yes.
knowledge.
Thank you so much, ma'am. All the best for your journey. And I think, like, one of the C's was consistency. So I'm sure that when you keep doing it, you will achieve and not be, guided by the mind anymore. So all
Yeah,
the best. Yeah.
thank
Amit
you.
Kumarji, you may unmute yourself. You've raised your hand.
Yes, sister. Thank you very much. Something new I have learned from you today. So, I think listening to some of the people here, I think there is a confusion in understanding what is mind, what is intellect. The mind is different from intellect. The mind is very different from intellect, sister. So, according to what I understand, is all these concepts are already there, and many of the time we read. But what I found that people found the practical implication how to make the practice into apply into a daily general lives. For example, any thought comes to mind. What to do with that thought? For example, if someone wants to wake up in the morning, what he oblique she should do? The first 3 seconds of any thought is very, very important. If a thought to be entertained in the mind, the first 3 seconds, either you can bypass the thought or you can take the action, whatever your intellect is saying. So, for example, how I come out of this trap, I had a habit of sleeping late in night and again waking up early in the morning. Now, what I started doing is I go for sleep around 10 o'clock. I don't watch any TV and any other thing. And 3:45 a.m., my mind, I woke up every day. Now, how it has happened? Last 1 year, how it has happened? The first thought, the moment uh, the thought comes to my mind, it is 3:45 a.m. in the morning. I have to woke up. So I immediately woke up within first 3 seconds. I don't wait to cross my mind that okay, now it is a winter season. This is happening, that is happening. So I do not entertain. The moment I entertain my thoughts, start creating a doubt in my mind, and my buddhi, the intellect, start taking the shape. So practical implementation is very, very important. Of course, meditation is one form, but man, buddhi, sanskar, all three are very different. Mind is not same as intellect, sister.
Yeah. Yeah, that is exactly what they are saying, that the mind is different than the intellect. So, but again, like I said, all of these things, I believe that be it meditation, like all of us, they we can achieve anything that we want only through consistency. When we start doing something, the first 4 days, the first 5 days, or even maybe 10 days after, the mind will still, when we start out to do it, the mind will still give us that signal that no, just let it be. It's not worth it. It's not helping you. Just, do something else. Do that scrolling on the phone, or, just sleep that extra hour, or just eat whatever you want. But when you know now that the mind will do this, that the mind will guide you in this direction, and you have that knowledge that no, I can choose not to listen to the mind and do what is ultimately right for me. And in that moment, that every time you choose to overcome your mind and take the decision which is right for you, you succeed. And after a point of time, it does not stop, start being difficult. It automatically starts being easy after a time. When we do meditation, when we get used to not letting our thoughts overpower us, we automatically start letting thoughts play in the background. So the ultimate place to be, the ultimate teaching that meditation is teaching us, and which meditation helps us reach, is that thoughts should only be playing in the background. They should not guide what you are doing or what actions you are taking. Any thought comes, just you can say that okay, that thought is there, but does not mean that I have to be impacted by that thought. So immediately, so that's what happens when you read more books or when you have more wisdom. So now what happens with me is, anytime there's a negative thought in my mind that okay, Kavya, you can't do this, immediately, because I have been reading and because I know all of this, my mind will tell me, oh, this is a limiting belief. And we have been told that there's abundance in the world, and you don't have to have any limiting beliefs in about yourself in your mind. So immediately that thought gets cancelled. Before getting into meditation, or before knowing all of this, whenever that thought used to come, I used to let it overpower me that yes, this task is too difficult. I'm really not capable of doing it by myself, and this is right. And then I used to hold on to that thought. But now that I have this knowledge, I'm able to cancel out that thought quicker, and not let it govern my life. So I think it's ultimately more and more of, that's what they're saying, that use the intellect to garner more wisdom, get more knowledge, apply that knowledge in your day-to-day life, ask yourself the right questions, find the answers to those questions. Don't just, just don't go mechanically about your lives, doing what has been told to you, and, just listening to things. So yeah, and when we do that consistently, then we start, after a point of time it becomes easy. We no longer have to put the effort into what used to feel so difficult anymore. It starts coming to us naturally. Our brain automatically programs in that manner.
I think the best way is, sister, very good. Content is very, very important. Every thought pattern in my research comes with a content. So even if the person is doing the meditation or trying to do the practice, he oblique she should be very wary of the content consumption. If you start having the control on the content consumption, whether it's a YouTube or whether it's a TV, if that is controlled, then the next step will be achievable. If the content is not controlled, whatever you'll do, it will be very, very difficult.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much. Anyone else? Okay, so if yes, Mr. VN Rao sir, yes, you've raised your hand. Sir, would you like to say something? Um, Mr.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I'm
just
unable to
given the,
unmute.
Yeah.
I
Can you
have
hear me
provided the
now?
options. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Good evening to everybody. I just like to add to Mr. Kumar's Mr. Singh's comments. Even he said that the mind is different from the intellect. Yeah, I do agree with him. And I'd like, from my point of view, I'd like to say that the mind focuses on the materialistic things, while the intellect focuses on the spiritualistic stuff. I mean to say that the intellect always tends to have the universal approach, while the mind is only limited to the individualistic needs or whatever it is. Approach is individualistic, and the intellect will show you the universal approach. It will show you the universality of your idea, whatever that comes. And that would be my assessment. I think this thing, and also let's just be clear about something. There's a body, then in Hindi it's called manas, okay, and then there is atma, okay. These are the three basic essential part of our being. So in this manas, all these four are there, like manas, buddhi, chittam, ahankar. So all these four parts are part of the manas. So in English, mind and then the Hindi manas, they're sort of slightly different, okay. So that's sort of my understanding. I don't know if somebody can comment, or my understanding is the same. Okay, and a wonderful explanation by you. Very nice to hear your this thing explanations. Very clear about whatever you say. Wonderful. Even your book reading, book club, nice. So thank you so much for your Buddha CEO team, for all of you. Have a nice evening.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's it from my
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
Thank you
Yes,
all.
so you're right. Like the Gita also says that we have four parts. One is the body, then the mind, then the intellect, and the fourth is the soul. So, soul, of course,
No,
when
no,
this.
no, 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 no.
Hmm.
No, no, that's what I'm trying to clarify. The Gita, like in the Hindi, that is manas. This sharir, the body, the manas, and then the soul. So the intellect is part of the manas, and the manas is divided into four more parts. Okay,
Okay, then.
so that is the thing.
Okay.
In the English version, we can say it as the body, mind, intellect, soul. That's the English side of it. That's the on the peripheral part. But if you go into the depth of it, you'll have the manas as divided into four parts. That is the manas itself again, one part. Then the chittam, that is the store, which stores the information. One is the thinking, one is the storage, one is the what is it, mano chitta, buddhi. One is the which takes the decisions, and one is the ahankar part of the manas. So the manas is divided into four parts.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. That's the understanding that I have.
Okay.
Okay, somebody
Yeah.
can add on to it, or later we'll discuss more about. Actually, this is a
Yeah.
vast topic, so
Yeah,
we
it
need
is
more
a
time.
very vast, yeah,
Okay, to
topic.
discuss.
Yeah.
It's a very
Yeah,
good
topic.
topic, and it's my favorite.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll try to talk about it later sometime when we get an opportunity.
Yes, definitely.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. Okay, friends, thank you so much for joining today's session, taking out time on a Saturday evening. Um, yes, hope all of you have a lovely rest of the weekend, and thank you.
Thank you so much for the wonderful session, Kavya ma'am. Each and every time I listen to you, whenever I listen to you, I'll reconstruct the points from your talk. It's an actual experience which was putting the points all together in day to day life practice, and which comes from your mouth. It was your own experience, so it inspires many people. I'm one of them. I'm very eager to listen from you, and I'm very thankful for the wonderful session on today. And friends, tomorrow, as being Sunday, we'll be having the long guided meditation session on 6 a.m. IST. Hope you all will join the sessions again. Thank you all for joining today. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much.